Let me call the meeting to order. First thing on the agenda is the invocation. Y'all, everybody please stand. Dear Lord, would you be with this mayor and please be with this council as we get together tonight and transact the business of this city and its citizens. Give us the wisdom to take care of those things that we need to take care of. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Derek, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda, proposed approval of the council minutes of April 13th. If the members of council have had an opportunity to review those, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Have 2 seconds. Have a second. Who was the second down here? Mr. Rogers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimous. You know, this has turned into a bad habit in the city. We keep losing good people in this city and in this county. Dennis Turnbow, who was a good friend and taught school at Ringo, owned a bail bonding company, used to own Brothers Hardware here in Fort Oglethorpe. Dennis got a couple of grown daughters, his wife Carla. They're good citizens. Dennis passed away Wednesday. Dennis is truly going to be missed in this community. Let's stand and give a moment of silence for Dennis. Okay. Next item on the agenda, communications from the mayor. The mayor does like to talk, and we've turned the PA system up so hopefully everybody can hear a little bit better. And we're going to try to talk into the mics a little bit better too. And I've been kind of lax as far as me doing that, so I'm going to try to do better myself. LFO, which my kids all went to, were involved up there. I graduated from Lakeview High School many, many moons ago, before a lot of these people were even born. So they've got a new football coach. The community's excited about it. The football team's excited about it. We're excited about it. His name is Bo Campbell. Bo, please stand up. Bo was telling me, why don't you come up and tell us a little bit of...
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
We got him blocked in.
Me and my bodyguard right here.
It looks like you're going to have a lot more kids out for football this year, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had our first workouts today. I met with the players the end of last week, and we had our first workouts today. We had 57 players show up. And I think last year they had 40 towards the end of the year. But that 57 is without the incoming freshmen. So we're hoping we have some 8th graders that are moving up to 9th grade next year. If we have a bunch of those, then we could be up in the 70s or more. So we're excited about that because we want to create a great experience for these kids at Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe.
We're excited about you and the football program. The South is kind of a football area. So anyway, Bo, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Thanks.
Next item under mayor comments. ARC grant, the $3 million grant that we've got to renovate Lafayette Road, Chickamauga Avenue. It's coming on down the pipe. Michael Word, I stay in contact with him at least weekly. Everything's on schedule. We let it kind of lay dormant there for a year or so, and I'll take part of the blame for that. We're getting $3 million grant to build that road without spending a single penny of taxpayer dollars in the city of Fort Oglethorpe. So every time you see a car from Wisconsin, New York, wherever, anywhere but here, just kind of smile and thank them for the taxes they paid to renovate that stretch of road. And it's going to come about, and there's the Downtown Development Authority is a great organization. These people work their behinds off to make things like this happen. Jeff Epperson is the chairman of that board. Jerry Dedkin, which is here today, she's worked very hard on this. Derek Rogers has worked very hard on this. He's the council's representative on that board, but he was there before he was on the board. So he's just continuing with what he's done. He's worked very hard. Lewis Ham, a former member of the council, has worked very hard on this too. There's a lot of people that have worked very hard to make this thing come down the pike. All these things that you see, like walking trails and things like that, they had to begin somewhere. You've got to have a beginning before you have an ending. And for example, walking trails began during Judd Burkhart's tenure, and they're just now beginning to get completed up. We did not get the last little grant. It wasn't a little grant, it was a big grant, but anyway, we didn't get it, but we don't give up. We'll reapply, won't we, Jeff? So you got to get through the no's sometimes to get to the yeses. So next item, Parkway Baptist Church is very community oriented. They had a dinner and a program Sunday on the 19th, and I'm going to read this. It's from Parkway Baptist Church. The new members of Parkway Baptist Church would like to present this token, and they gave a plaque of appreciation and support to the city of Fort Oglethorpe for its resolute commitment to serving the residents of its community and with courage, integrity, and benevolence. I can't even talk tonight. So say it.
Benevolence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But anyway, it's nice to be a tongue-tied mayor, so he'll get out of here tonight somehow. But on April the 19th, they had this program. They had Mayor Ringo, Mayor of the city of Rossville, the Sheriff of Walker County and Catoosa County, representatives from the fire department here in the city of Fort Oglethorpe, Ringo, and the police department. And they presented this plaque to the city, and they did to each of those other organizations. And Mr. Goulard, I'll pass this down and let everybody take a look at it. Can we get it placed in the wall?
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of things that we can really be excited about in the city of Fort Oglethorpe. The commercial growth that we've experienced in Fort Oglethorpe and up and down Battlefield Parkway has been unbelievable, and out Cloud Springs Road. We are a lucky city. There's a lot of things that come down the pike that just happened to us because we were here when it happened. For example, Battlefield Parkway, in Catoosa County, you do not have to put a buffer road or a buffer fence along Battlefield Parkway. You can get a DOT cut. As soon as we got to Battlefield Parkway and went into Walker County, the feds changed that. Any grant monies that were used to build a highway, you had to put a buffer road in. We were lucky. Our road was built prior to that. Now then, we've got Cloud Springs Road, which is just exploding with growth. We've got an opening in about 2 weeks of Cabela's. I spoke with a manager at Cabela's today for a long time. The amount of monies that our retail in our city generates keeps the citizens of our city, and we're a senior citizen city generally speaking now. That's the fastest growing population in our city. Keeps us, old folks like me and Johnny, and Earl's getting close, from paying a lot of taxes. And we appreciate all the growth, but And I could go ahead and quote some numbers, but those numbers are confidential, so we can't really get into that. So, and there's some other things that are coming down the pike that are going to make Cloud Springs Road grow even faster. There's a group out of Knoxville that are looking at a site on south side of Cloud Springs Road. The engineering is being done as we speak for a sewer line. It's all gravity flow line down to Deets Road, which will cross under and get down into the trunk line. So those are things that are really going to save the citizens of our city tax dollars. All these tourists that comes up and down Battlefield Parkway and stop and spend their money, we love them. So I hope we can keep on loving them. Next item on the agenda, zoning matters, we have none. Next item on the agenda, ordinances. Mr. Goulard.
Thank you. This is the second reading of ordinance number 2015-01, rezoning, be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, and it is hereby ordained by the authority thereof, that the following property owned by Wanda A. Harwood and Brenda A. Mathis, known as 1565 Deets Road, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, is hereby rezoned to a PM zoning. That's second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Goulart. We have two more second readings. You've got the floor.
This is ordinance number 2015-02. This is an amendment to the City of Fort Oglethorpe Purchasing Control Ordinance and amendments thereto. Whereas the Purchasing Control Ordinance adopted April 13th, 1987 and amended by ordinance number 2008-05 is hereby amended as follows. Section 1 and Section 2 and Section 6 is amended by striking $2,500 or more for any one purchase and replacing with $5,000. The old section provided that this ordinance only affects expenditures of $2,500 or more for any one purchase. Section 2 of the old ordinance provided that all purchases, rental, lease of capital equipment, or a combination thereof, or services, if the aggregate amount is $2,500 or more, the approval of council would have to be obtained before the purchase is made. And the new section will provide that this ordinance only affects the expenditures of $5,000 or more for any one purchase. All purchases, rentals, lease of capital equipment, or combination thereof, or services, if the aggregate amount is $5,000 or more, the approval of council would have to be ordained before this purchase is made. The old provided that any verbal or written commitment that would amount to $2,500 or more would have to be approved by council before the commitment is made. The new section says, Section 6, any verbal or written commitment that would amount to $5,000 or more would have to be approved by the council before commitment is made. That's second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Goulart. Now we have a first reading.
There was, before I read it, there was some interest expressed last meeting about adjusting the time of our regular meetings because there was so much idle time here at City Hall before the official meeting started. So I propose this change for your consideration and or approval on third reading. The ordinance number 2015-03, an ordinance to provide for the meeting time of regular city council meetings. Whereas the Code of Fort Oglethorpe, Section 2.36, provides for regular meetings of the city council. whereas the mayor and council desire to change the regular meeting times as set forth in Code Section 2.36 by deleting said section in its entirety and providing for a new Code Section 2.36. The new Code Section 2.36 provides that regular meetings of the City Council are held at City Hall or such other place as may be designated on the second and fourth Monday of each month at 6 p.m. That's the first reading.
Thank you, Mr. Goulart. Next item on the agenda, resolutions, we have none. Unfinished business, we have none. Reading of the city clerk of any communications, we have none. New business, Mr. Goulart, the approval to renew inmate work detail.
This is the annual renewal time for our contract with the Georgia Department of Corrections. These are for the trustees and prisoners that you see working on the roadway, the trustee that works here at City Hall. It's an annual renewal. We were notified that the price would remain the same, so I'm asking for approval of the contract in the amount of $39,500.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Smith,
Second.
second by Mr. Crawford. Any further discussion? Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Ms. Stanley?
Yes.
Mr. Gray?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Motion carried unanimous. Next item on the agenda under new business, proposed approval to purchase folder inserter for the water billing. Mr. Goulart?
Yes, this is a piece of equipment that we previously owned one, and it expired quite some time ago, and we have it's been on our wish list for some time. I don't know that if you have an opportunity to be here at the close of reading the water meters, you can get some idea as to volume. And what this thing does is it actually folds and puts these bills and late notices and things such as that into the envelope, and it saves a lot of clerical time. We went out for some quotes, even had a quote as late as today. I'm asking for the approval of the company in your package in the amount of $11,128.57, and that is with the Nova Copy Company.
Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Ms. Stanley?
Yes.
Mr. Gray?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Motion carried unanimous. Next item on the agenda, city manager's report. Mr. Goulart?
Mr. Mayor, I don't have anything new to report to you as we speak.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, city council comments and business. Kyle Williams. Mr. Williams here. I don't believe Mr. Williams is here.
Mr. Mayor, for the purpose of, I noticed that Mr. Williams' complaint, unfortunately, I was not able to speak with him, but it appears that his issue was the tinting of vehicles, the window tinting on government vehicles, and I put in your packages a copy of the state law, which exempts all government-owned vehicles from the window tinting requirements, just for your information. And should he call you, you can so advise him, or he can call me.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Goulart. Next item on the agenda, executive session, cost of litigation of frivolous lawsuits. Is there a motion to go to executive session? It's going to die of a lack of a motion, so we will not go to executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Johnny, you're lightning.
I'm telling you.
Um,
I'm
Sir.
going out of here.
council
Second.
comments? You forgot council?
Oh, I'm sorry.
okay.
All right. I'm sorry, Paul.
Jeez.
Mr. Smith, council comments.
Comments.
I don't have anything. I done said adjourn.
Thank you, Mayor. Head football coach Bo Campbell is here with us tonight from LFO, and he would like to invite everyone who can swing a golf club to come to Battle at Battlefield Golf Tournament. It will be May 1st, and to do so, you can call 423-605-8565 and get your team together now. May 1st is also the Armed Forces Day Parade in Chattanooga, and LFO's JROTC will be there wearing their dress uniforms and marching in the Armed Forces Day Parade. May 2nd, 12 o'clock, there's vintage baseball at the polo field. May 9th, at dark, there's a family movie night featuring Disney's Big Hero 6 on the polo field, all free family fun. Tuesday, May the 5th, by the way, is National Teachers Day. This is a day to recognize the contributions all teachers make in our lives and the lives of our children. It's also a day to strengthen the support and respect for teaching profession. So please let the teachers in your children's lives know how much that you appreciate them. Thursday, May the 7th is World Day of Prayer, and it will be celebrated at the Ringo Depot from 12 until 1. And here's a most important announcement, if not the most important celebration for all the home's tranquility in the United States. The first was suggested in 1872 by a writer and poet, Julia Ward Howe. You probably know her as the author of that famous war song, Battle Hymn of the Republic. She wrote a passionate appeal to women and urged them to rise against war in her famous Mother's Day proclamation. She also initiated Mother's Peace Day. But then Anna Jarvis came along because this holiday had never been made official. And her mother died in 1905. She resolved to make it official. All of her hard work lobbying against or with the powers of the country, finally in 1911, Mother's Day was celebrated in almost every state when May 8th, 1914, President Woodrow Wilson finally signed a joint resolution designated the second Sunday in May as Mother's Day. As the only mother sitting on the council, I would like to make sure that all of you honor your mothers on May the 10th. She doesn't need expensive gifts or flowers. Just your time and love will fill her heart with everything she really desires. Thank you, gentlemen.
Sorry, was about to skip you. Mr. Gray,
I have nothing, sir.
Mr. Crawford.
Yeah, I just want to say, Coach Campbell, congratulations, and Bo, we're behind you. I know it's going to be an uphill climb. We're behind you. We're rooting for you. And also, we hired a new softball coach as well, Coach Tony Ellis. He's back, and we're rooting for him as well. And Ringo got him a new basketball coach, Earl's son. He was hired down there, and congratulations to him.
No, he's just an assistant.
Or assistant, but still, congratulations. But also, I'd like to wish my wife a happy birthday. Thursday is her 21st birthday, so I'd like to. No, we're gonna leave it at that. But happy birthday to her, and because of her, I know you're the only mother on here. But for the rest of us, the wives are very strong in letting us do this and other obligations that come with this. You know, so just they're all special, and the mothers too. But that's it.
Mr. Rogers.
Yes, sir. I'd also like to say congrats to Bo. Gotten to know him a little bit over the last week or so, and I got a lot of respect for him. Good guy, and a lot of you may not know, but he played football at the University of Tennessee, and he actually had pretty impressive. He had both Phil Fulmer and David Cutcliffe call on his behalf when he was applying for the job, which is really impressive. I mean, he made an impact on those guys. I'm sure they wouldn't have called for just anybody that played for them. So I thought that was very impressive. Also like to say, since we won't have a council meeting during Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to both my wife and my mom, and my mother-in-law. Thank you. If you're watching this on TV. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Now, Johnny.
It's done.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting is adjourned.